fry bread, and fry bread's actually pretty simple to make. You really only need water. Okay, let me restart. You need flour, you need baking powder, you need salt, and you need warm water, and that's really it for fry bread. Anything else is kind of like extra. Like you can use yeast. I've heard people use yeast before. What have we been up to? What have I been up to? Oh man, I actually got sick a little bit. I got this little flu or little sickness. I've been getting sick a little bit too much lately. And what I mean by that is, I used to only get sick like once a year, and I'm getting sick more. So I think I need to start taking my health a little bit more seriously. Maybe not as many Pepsis. Maybe I need to order a little more water. Maybe I need to eat some more fruit. And then here's the thing about buying fruit. I mean, I buy fruit quite a bit. I usually buy an apple, because the whole slogan and stuff, keeps the doctor away. And it's good fiber. And I usually buy nectarines and peaches and stuff and watermelon. Those are some of my favorite fruits. But I actually bought those tangerines, those little cuties, they call them. And I got those, and they felt fine at the store. I don't know if anyone else has had this problem where you go into the store and you buy some fruit. And I'm sure you have, because, fruit is something that goes bad very quickly because it's, a fruit. So I got these bag of little tangerines, and I emptied them into the fruit bowl, and I didn't take them out of the little fishnet thing it's in, and it sat there, and I got smushed, and it started like spewing out orange juice or tangerine juice, and there's these flies by it. And I've actually had like these flies in my kitchen just for a little bit because I left the garbage there like one extra long day, and these flies got into it. But now they like hover around. There's like 2 flies that are like chilling, and I've been trying to kill them. And I clean my kitchen a lot, and they were in there, and I've been trying to just kill them with my hands, smush them together, because I don't want to get Raid either and sprayed all over the kitchen right now, even though that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But yeah, so that the tangerine juice got all over the place, the flies were getting to it, and that's the only drawback about getting fruit, is you got to eat it quick. And I even noticed, like, even if you have a lot of people living in your house, it's still hard to get all the fruit consumed. You could, a good tip for me, what I try to do to get rid of fruit, is we either juice it sometimes, or we cut it and wash it and just put it in the fridge. Because if it's cut and prepped and ready to eat, people will eat it. But if it's not, people are like, I don't want to put in the effort of like peeling the orange and getting my hands all sticky. But if like you like get it prepared and have it ready, that's pretty awesome. And I know even in some cultures, like it's polite to give food, like give fruit. I think it's actually the Vietnamese culture. I was talking to my buddy Brock about this. Not that he's Viet or anything, but if you give fruit to like the elders, that's like a sign of respect, I think. Don't take me, don't, stand up in the middle of a commencement speech and say something, And so I've been thinking about that sometimes, and how people give appreciation. Because I know here, we allow our elders to go first when we serve up, and we allow them to speak, and they pass down a lot of things to us and stuff like that. And there's a lot more. People are like, how does he not know that we do this and stuff? But I'm trying to think of that and all that. But I'm actually sitting here recording as my girlfriend, she's going to a Kehlani concert. So that's dope. Good for her. I'm out here recording. Kaylani, who's Kaylani? Kaylani's like this new hip hop artist. She's pretty big now. So I hope she's having a great time. I actually just got a text from her and my cousin Corinne that just said, yo, just saw your girlfriend. Yo, that's dope. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. We are here today on the Dom Joseph Podcast to talk about everything that is going on right now, what is important, things that are funny, things that have gone on this past weekend. Remember, you guys could always call in and check into the hotline at 425-533-70. Almost gave you guys something there. Almost gave you guys my actual number. That is not the number I'm giving out. The number for the DJP hotline is 425-320-3641. Again, that is 425-320-3641. Yeah, give me a call. Let me know what's going on in your life. I'd love to know the updates. But what do we got here? Speaking of the grocery store and, since we're on the topic of tangerines and oranges and fruits and all those things that you buy, I bought some vegetables as well. Broccoli, is a very good vegetable. And that's one of those vegetables that, like, is for sure a vegetable. Because, there's this controversy of tomato, if it's a fruit or a vegetable, and it's a fruit. But broccoli is one of those ones that's definitely on that side, the vegetable side of the spectrum. So I got some of that. But also, like, there's been these Pure Life water bottles that have been, like, just showing up out of nowhere here in the Northwest. Like, I'm familiar with Arrowhead, Dasani, Core, and then Essentia is also out here. There's a whole bunch. I'm familiar with, like, those top 5 brands here, and all of a sudden, like, this Pure Life water bottle has been coming out of nowhere. It's the yellow one, and I feel like whoever is, like, in charge of Pure Life, like, I don't know, that yellow bottle is really it's captivating to the point where I'm talking about it. It's not really the best water either, and that's what kind of irritates me a little bit. But yeah, Pure Life water is, like, taking over, man. I'm seeing it everywhere. And the first time I actually had Pure Life was when I was in the doctor's office and I needed some water before I got sick. I needed some water, and I was like, "Hey, doc, do you got any water?" I didn't say, "Hey, doc," by the way. I just said, "Hey, do you have any water?" Had to bring them down a little bit. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, of course, here." And they gave me the water, and it was this Pure Life bottle, and then I got sick. So now I kind of have that, like, in my head. Because I know that's a thing that happens too with people who actually drink. I know of somebody who actually had green apple, I think Ciroc. I mean, but I don't sound like I know what I'm talking about. It's because I don't. But yeah, he had, like, green apple Ciroc, and now he doesn't like anything green apple, like Laffy Taffy green apple, anything green apple. So that's not me. But I lied. I'm lying. I actually have a funny story. Back when I was real young, I I was kind of backed up a little bit. And backed up, you can kind of think of that as you can't use the bathroom. So I was backed up a little bit, and I needed to go get this medicine, and it was lemon lime flavored. And I'm a guy who likes Sprite. I like Sprite, and so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get the lemon lime flavored one." And I did. I got the lemon lime flavored drink, and man, it ruined Sprite almost to this day. Like, I don't really like Sprite anymore. Just, I don't know why, but man, that one really it does not sit well with my taste buds after that. That was something else, man. And so anyway, speaking of food, I was at the grocery store getting stuff to make fry bread, and fry bread's actually pretty simple to make. You really only need water. Okay, let me restart. You need flour, you need baking powder, you need salt, and you need warm water, and that's really it for fry bread. Anything else is kind of like extra. Like, you can use yeast. I've heard people use yeast before, but I don't like to use yeast. I just flour, baking powder, salt, and warm water. That's all I used. And I used to always think like making fry bread was like this thing that you like needed to have like a traditional way of thinking, or you had to know of certain things like that to do. And what I mean of that is like I thought you had to be like an auntie who knew like everything about fry bread to make it, which you do, and it helps. Like they have years on me. But you know what? I just looked it up, looked up some great recipes of, native ones. And you got to go to the YouTube ones where like the grandma's making it and they're not even measuring. They don't even give you what you're supposed to use either. You just got to watch the video. They say, this is what you got to use. This is the brand I use. And then they just use their handful, and you got to like gauge the handful. So that's like the good tip to finding like a fry bread video. Make sure it's just a still camera and it's a grandma and it's just the kid watching them make it. Otherwise, if it's like a little too commercialized, I don't know, man. So I went on live and I made fry bread, and it actually turned out really well. I think it could be a little bit more fluffy though. I need add more air into it. And those are the questions I can't really answer, like those grandma's cans. They could probably say, oh, you need to knead it more, or you need to add more baking powder. I don't know those questions yet. But I do know that I did it for the first time. It's like my third time, technically. I call it my 3.5 time. Because I've done it a couple times, and then I count a half as like I just watched. Like my grandpa actually sometimes makes fry bread, and then he just gives me the dough, and then I fry it. But I don't count that because he did all the hard work, and I just flatten it out and put it in the pan. I can't really count that. So yeah, I tried to make fry bread the first time, and it actually ended up being really, really runny. So I kept at it, and I kept going, and I eventually made some great fry bread, and was real happy about it. And that's the thing, anyone can do it. Try it out. Actually, yeah, you guys should all try to go make your own fry bread. That's my the DJP challenge of the week is go try to make your own fry bread at home. Look up a recipe, ask your grandma, ask your auntie, ask your grandpa, your uncle how to make fry bread, and submit your photos to the podcast. You could send it to me on Instagram, Snap if you have me on there, or send it into the hotline, which is 425-320-3641. I want to see what your fry bread looks like. So if you make some, send it in. We'll review it on the show, and I think it would be real cool to see how everybody else's fry bread looks like. I kind of like the light fry bread look. If it's a little light complexion, I like that. When it starts getting darker, it's you're pushing it. But I've had some great ones that are dark. I've had some great ones that are light too. So that's really cool. I got a question actually here on the hotline from, who is this? This is from James, actually. So give a shout out to James. I'm not going to say your last name. But he asked, what is the best troop in Clash of Clans? Ooh. The best troop in Clash of Clans. Personally, the best troop, I guess the best and my favorite troops are two totally different answers. I'd probably say the best troop would be, that's not including heroes, I'm sure. I think the wizards are pretty overpowered. They don't take too much space, and they have a lot of kick to them. But then, you got to just say, you could say the P.E.K.K.A, the Golem, the Dragon, the Electro Dragon, I think is pretty OP. I remember when I first started Clash of Clans, you could use the strat of just all dragons and just surround bases at like Town Hall 7, Town Hall 8 almost too. And you could still like 3-star. And then people started making anti 3-star bases. And this was before you could even copy them. Yeah, so I would probably say like the Electro Dragon currently, but I haven't played in a long time. There could be like 10 new troops by now, and I don't know. So if I were to say like back in my time when I played Clash, I would say probably the dragons were the most OP things in the game. My favorite, though, I really like the balloons, man. I really like the Balloonian strat. That was really fun because, you could just lure out the clan troops. You get your archer queen, you use the ability, and then you choose the weaker side of the base or the stronger side of the base with more air defenses. You take the balloons, go like that, and then, send your minions in. You rage, you rage, you rage, you rage. You put the rage in front to lead the balloons in, and then it's more of a space, and that's like the tactic of Clash of Clans, and I love that aspect of it. I love the wars too. But yeah, so I'd probably say the Electro Dragon's the best troop, and then my favorite would probably be the balloons, because there's nothing cooler than like when you were just starting Clash of Clans and you could see what the final troop looked like. When the level 5 balloons were like the black ones with the skull on it. Those were like, yo, he's got black balloons. The black troop balloons. And those are cool. And then the P.E.K.K.A. started having 2 swords, and it was cool. And then the Hog Rider started having like gold mohawks and stuff. And it was, and the Wall Breaker would have like the barrel, and yeah, I really enjoyed Clash of Clans. And for all the people who do not know what I just talked about, because they're probably like, what is he talking about? It's Clash of Clans is a mobile game that you can play on your iPhone. It's usually the game you see people holding sideways, and they're playing, and you can get in clans with your friends and attack other clans. It was a great time. I really enjoy clans. I really should actually reboot the clan we're in, but it actually was given to someone who's not the rightful owner of the clan, so we're kind of like, we don't really want to do it. But yeah, let's see here. We probably got other questions too. Yeah, let's scroll down here and see who else is. Okay, so we got another question here. Who's your favorite team and why? I actually cheer for the Seahawks. I also cheer for the Ravens. I'm guessing this is for football because football season just happened, and if it's not, I cheer for the Mariners. I like to cheer for the Spurs as well. I'm just kind of also waiting for the Sonics to come back. Yeah, that's something. Let's see. Yeah, so those are the teams I cheer for. I can't really give you guys more than that. Who else? This was an anonymous question. It's just their phone number, and I'm not going to say their phone number. Let's see. Okay. Oh, sorry. I scrolled it. Who are you when you are at a party? In terms of when you are at a barbecue, what do you usually do? Do you fall under the person who gives out things, who talks the most, who plays sports with the kids? Who am I at the party, man? I'm definitely not, the uncle who's yelling around. We all know the uncle who's like, why don't we all just let these ladies go first? That guy. I'm not that guy. I definitely know a few uncles that are, just storytelling away at the family barbecue. Yeah, when I was that age, I would make sure everybody ate first before I got up. That guy. And me, I'm probably the guy who I show up, I try to say hi to everyone, and I don't know. I sometimes go and play football with the kids on the side of the house because they like that. You go play flyers up with the youngins and play some sports with them, maybe some pickup basketball. They enjoy that. And I remember, too, like the cousins who would do that for me, I really admired. And I thought that was really cool of them because they didn't have to do that. So, yeah, I would say I'm definitely that guy sometimes. But I'm also the guy who has to hug everyone before I leave. Oh, man. That's another thing, too. When you're at these native barbecues and native hangouts, too, like, you got to remember that you got to give everybody a hug. Like, if you leave the party without giving all the aunties a hug, man, they remember that. So, next time you're at a hangout or at a birthday party, grad party, and there's aunties there and you don't say bye to them or ask them how they're doing, bro, just like last week, like what I told you, they're going to remember that. There's a lot of things they remember. So I always make sure make sure you say bye to at least the aunties on the way out. The older aunties, I'm talking about especially. Because if you don't, man, that's you're going to get like how some grandmas may knit you something or aunties will knit you something or beadwork? You'll notice that your lanyard will soonly become like a wristband. What does that mean, Dom? If you're not nice enough to some people, man, that means your gift won't be as good as you once thought. You thought you were going to get a customized lanyard from them. Now you're getting a customized keychain. Yeah, so make sure you say bye to them aunties on the way out, man. They know how to bead. They know the power. They know the ways. And that's something I could tell you. Yeah. I just really miss your auntie. I saw her the other day at the store, and she was buying, hot dog buns and chili. She knows those are my favorite. I was in there buying another lotto, and I went for the cheap dollar ones. You can get a lot of them for a dollar. I had $5, so I got 5 of them, and I like to have a quantity of them, and I lost all 5. Maybe I should have just got the $5 one. But is she happy? Yeah. I mean, that's something. I thought about, getting a barbecue for us when we were together. Maybe we could make some hot dogs, but I started drinking. And, yeah, that took a real dark turn, didn't it? I actually saw that latest episode of Reservation Dogs. Man, those are gut punches, man. I gotta hand it to Res Dogs, bro. They get you, and you're dying, you're laughing. This is hilarious, and all of a sudden you're just sad. That's the thing about this new season, man. Res Dogs season 2 is a gut punch. Laughing, all of a sudden, boom, something traumatic happens. You're like, damn, I felt that. Or they hit you with some dark jokes, too. So I'm like, dang, they calling them out. They were calling out the Bay Area natives earlier on this last episode I was watching. That was pretty funny. I mean, I guess I'm from the Puget Sound. That's a little bit of a Bay Area. I better watch it. Yeah, I was really laughing at the part, and this is a spoiler, by the way. If you haven't seen the new Res Dogs, be sure to go check that out. It's on Hulu. There's this guy, he's like, yeah, I'm glad I could really inspire you to grow your hair out. He's like, dude, I just met you. It's like talking about youth, people. Actually, it was spoiled by me by YAF, and I actually heard YAF has been, they talk some nice words about me on the pod. So I got to talk some nice words about them. Shout out to them. Those guys are some hard-working individuals. Yeah, I got to give a shout. They were talking about some other Dom they knew, and I thought they were talking about me for a second, and was not me, by the way. But yeah, I've been really thinking about going down to, Navajo land, and just going to see those guys, watch a game with them. And I was also thinking about, I should go see the guys down at YF down in Arizona and try some of Hirsch's freshest lemonade. Because I really think lemonade down in the desert, nothing tastes better than, Hirsch making some lemonade. So, yeah, Hirsch, if you're hearing this, I'll take 2. One from you, maybe one for another person. Maybe I'll pour it down for the ground to have 2. Not in disrespect, of course, like a drip, and then drink the rest. But yeah, it's cool to see that. And also, I am going to buy a shirt from YAF. If you guys haven't seen or heard about YAF by now, it's probably like beating into your ears about how much I like this podcast. I actually listen to these guys too, so that's what makes it fun. But yeah, what else is going down in the world? What other questions can I answer? We had a couple people send in some questions, but they were like long voicemails about their life, and I wasn't gonna really like make somebody I wasn't gonna tell their whole story on here because they asked me not to, so I wasn't gonna be one of those guys who's like, okay, we're gonna use this for clout. Okay, I'm looking at some questions right here that came in. Let's see. What is one thing you will never do again? Oh, wow. That is a I don't really know. There's a couple things I don't really like. One thing I don't think I'll ever do again is try coconut water with excitement. Because I was excited to try it because it was something I've never tried before. And then I tried it, and it was just the worst drink I've ever had. And it was just like, I don't know why. It kind of like made my stomach queasy, and it's like I tasted the air of it. Coconut water feels to me and tastes to me like how those Harry Potter jelly beans are. Like, it's like you take a drink, it's just like your whole mouth fills with like gas or air, even though it's not. But yeah, that was definitely an experience and a half. Yeah, that was rough. So other than that, man, not much has been going on. Like I was telling you guys, I got sick for a whole week, so I didn't really get to go adventure out as much as I probably thought I would. I went to Spokane, seen a buddy's wedding. That was really cool. Shout out to him and his wife now. You don't even have to say fiance. I saw some cool people there. But other than that, man, there hasn't really been much going on. And I'm trying to sit here and tell you guys, some funny things and stuff like that. But, there's some days where I just don't know what to talk about. And today was kind of one of those, and I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined and writing some more things down. But I do quite a bit. But I kind of wanted to say this on a serious note. I'm kind of in one of those modes right now with work and stuff. I just don't know what I want to do. And I don't know if anyone else is going through that. And I'm here for you. It could be a weird time where you're like, I don't really know what I want to do. I've been going to school for 4 years. I still don't know. Me either, man. I'm doing my master's. I still don't know. So, and that's not a brag or nothing. That's just me saying, hey, look, I'm right there with you. There's some people who dropped out of high school, got their GED, still don't know what they want to do. Me either. All I know is we got to stay with the present, stay up, and I need to go back to the gym, get some clarity. So I think I'm going to go check that out after this. And just want to say thank you guys for joining. You don't have to be here, but you are, and I really appreciate that. So be on the lookout for me cooking some fry bread. I like to do that on TikTok now. That's kind of fun hangout sesh. Other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. And remember to call into the DJP Hotline, 425-320-3641. And I'll see you guys next week. And I won't be sick, so we'll actually be back on schedule next week. So I'll see you guys then. Hoi.